server, so we're going to get right on into it.
I mean, you say that it's scary for you, Ben, because you might go out, but we share the same faith. If I lose to Benny and his other boys, the original boys have already left him. They realized that they got lucky. They struck lightning in a bottle. I made Zest. Zest doesn't even play at the moment. What are you talking about? But we also need a win here. And this man is hopefully going to get us on the right track. He does not have server preference because I lost another coin flip according to Wardy. I really don't believe any of this, but it is what it is. In the top right side of 2K Atmosphere, we're looking at the main base of the beautiful orange Zerg. My captain, my admiral, needs to get the job done here on US West, the runner-up of Katowice. It's Reynor.
It's got to be said, your coin flip luck is about as lucky as your roulette luck these days, you know? And spawning over in the bottom left, representing his new team, it is onside Maru, playing for Benny and his other boys.
I think Roddy's trying to tell me something. He's like, Roddy, just stop with it, mate. Just stop with it. You don't win in the casino. Ooh, what is that spawning pool, by the way? That's feisty. I'm not sure what that one is all about. But he's like, you know, I saw you in Katowice. It didn't really go your well. Now I'm gonna have you a couple of coin flips, 4 or 5 in a row. I don't think I've won a single coin flip so far this season. I'm pretty sure that Wardy is just looking out for a friend, and he's trying to tell me that I am lucky in a lot of things in life. And hopefully beating Benny and the boys is one of them, but winning coin flips, this is not one of them.
Certainly isn't, certainly isn't. I've actually won so many coin flips, and my boys keep telling me, like, who they want, and I'm kind of like, I'm with it a lot of the time, but sometimes they'll be like, yeah, we want Prince against, like, Clem. And I'm like, no! Like, no, we're not having that, no. Like, there'd be a much closer match elsewhere, and I'm like, geez Louise, you guys, but, yeah, let's have a look-see so far. Very standard opening on both sides. Maru actually going for an SCV scout just to make sure Raynor isn't up to no good. I think as far as lineups go, like this obviously was quite a nice one for you, I think, because if I have Maru, Zest, and Ryung against players that they're better than, then it's really good. But Raynor is like the one that can really take down any one of those boys. So, yeah, this is a little bit scary given that Maru is absolutely my big lad on campus.
Do you want to give us a little sneak peek behind the curtain? Did you have any saying in the seeding? Did you make the seeding, or did the players do it? Did you give feedback? And if so, what was the thought process?
So we had like, no memes aside.
Yeah.
This one I actually let the boys literally talk it out, and there's quite a bit of it where I'm Google translating what they're saying, and like Ryung seems very serious, whereas Zest, I don't know if Google translates correct or not, but he says bro an awful lot. And he's like, no, bro, I'm not going there. And then Ryung's like, how about this or this? And he's like, no, bro, not there either, bro. And it was like, what the hell? He's literally a Chad. But like, so it was really funny translating. But yeah, I just let them pick this time. And yeah, I don't know what they were after or what they wanted. But Maru seemed very happy to be having Raynor, so... What? Yeah, he was like, yeah, he was like, yay, and I was like, what? This is unusual.
All right, he's opening up with a fusion core, by the way, and a medevac as well. So I guess we're gonna try to drop a couple Hellions in the main base, and then surprise him later on with battle cruisers. I don't know if that's what he's yaying about. I don't think he knows how good Raynor is in building queens, man. Like, this is not gonna go anywhere. Did Raynor see that the fusion core with the Overlord? He did, right?
No, he didn't. So that was just a miss there. And I mean, this build could lend itself to a lot of things, but Raynor's not a dumbass, you know? Like, he's very intuitive when it comes to StarCraft, and he remembers that close series he had with Maru where he was pulling out this build multiple times against him. So I dare say he's still got that on his brain, but I don't see a lot of other Terrans really do this.
No, let's see. Obviously, it's important that we don't take too much damage here. Raynor has a couple of links trying to get lucky on the other side of the map. I don't think that is enough. Well, that might actually be a cancel on that command center, right? Because there really is no firepower for Maru at home at all. But Raynor is losing a queen, but we kill the medevac very quickly. Maru loses 3 Hellions as well. Oh, Benny and the boys going out, baby. It's happening. Command center got cancelled. Links in the natural. Hey, Ben, how are the elephants doing in this day and age?
You know they're doing better than these SCVs, that's for sure, Kevin. I mean, okay, 3 SCVs do fall. Was it a kill as well on the command center?
No, it was a cancel, but I mean, 3 Hellions going down, a medevac going down, CC getting cancelled, losing 3 SCVs. This is about as good of a start as anyone has ever had against Maru.
I mean, it's definitely good. Oh, this could be a cheeky mech game, Kev. And if there's anything that I like from Maru when it comes to him going up against Reynor, it is his mech. But it does look like Reynor is clued into what's happening here. He's throwing down a lot of Spore Crawlers, going for the Roaches already as well. SCV count-wise, it's not too far behind, but just a little bit of time, and Reynor could go absolutely loco this game.
There are a couple of Hellions coming in from the left, but Reynor should have enough units. 7 Queens, 4 Roaches, 8 Lings now. What? Maru is just donating units left and right. I think he's basically... That's not a good shot at all. He's losing... Okay, that was it. We lost 4 drones to kill another 4 or 5 Hellions. Now the Battlecruiser shows up, gets 1 or 2 kills. I think Maru is super dead in this game, Benny.
I mean, it's not looking that good, Kev. It's not looking that good. I will never forget that Hardwire game between... I think it was Hardwire between Reynor and Maru, right? Where he just wouldn't die? Or was it a different map?
No, you're talking about Berlingrad from Katowice.
Yeah, it was Berlingrad. Yeah, Maru spawning on the far right, right?
Nope, top left. It's okay, Ben, we'll get there.
50-50, 50-50, baby. And I got it wrong, bloody hell. But yeah, I'll never forget that, because he really did play mech exactly how you imagine it.
Did he spawn in the bottom right? I feel like Reynor was bottom right. Oh no, maybe Maru was bottom right. I think
Maru was far right. I kind of remember like him kept losing like his 4th base over and over and over.
Yeah, I know, you're right. I think it was bottom right. And the entire map was purple. But yeah, it was definitely not Hardwire.
How do you feel about... I mean, the Spire, he wants to get rid of these BCs, because these BCs are definitely being annoying. There's going to be another one turning up fairly soon. I don't want him to blink that one in, though, because there will be Corruptors on the way very shortly.
Let's see. We have a couple of tanks, but I think Maru is going to have a very hard time going up to 4 bases. Raynor has quite a few minerals banked up, but that's just because we are waiting to build those Corruptors. I wonder if he's going to start +1 flyer attacks as well to give them a little boost. I'm actually surprised that Raynor was not further ahead economically than I feel like he could have been. But he has played it very safe just to be ready for the follow-ups and not randomly lose 20 drones. And he's done a very good job in that. Hellions running into Queens in the bottom right. A lot of Hellions have gone down in this game, and I know they're kind of cheap, but losing 9 Hellions, only killing 9 drones, those are not numbers that Maru can be very happy with.
They're not, no. What's the tank count? It's soon going to be 5, which isn't bad. He is up to 3 bases, throwing down a 4th CC nice and early. Maybe these Hellions can get some cheeky kills. Raynor's been very good with his Zerglings. That's a nice first shot again. Second shot kind of whiffs a little bit, but... Oh, we'll get away with the BCs at least. But yeah, I'm with you, Kev. I think a lot of things are definitely going Raynor's way now. But it is going to get up to that stage of the game that is, all right, if the Met guy survives against this Roach push, but Maru has to be careful, man. This is going to be an awful lot of units coming his way, but I love the preemptive turrets that he's got flowing out.
Yeah, these are the only turrets he has as well, but they are definitely in the correct spot, because imagine if he didn't have any turrets there, then those battlecruisers would have had a very hard time. Raynor could even do something annoying with the Corruptors and go into the main base, start maybe working on a command center. I think Raynor is obviously like wondering, like, should I go? I think I can go, but on the other end, he doesn't want to throw away the lead that he's been working pretty hard for. Command center, the 4th is actually just casually being attacked, but not by all the Corruptors, only by a couple. So I want to say I think it's going to be fine, but you can't really mass repair it yet. So this command center may actually very well go down. It's going to be all 4 close. Maru trying to repair it. Goes down. Raynor gets another victory.
Yeah, that's a big one, actually. Maru instantly rebuilds it pretty much on the same spot as well. And now Raynor's really trying to push the issue. He has a lot of drones with this, 80 versus 77. Maru's holding on, +1 does finish on the tanks, and Raynor's army, he does have to get something done. Like, cancelling that 4th is great, but no 5th on the way or anything like that.
No, Raynor definitely still needs a little more than what he's getting, because Maru is sitting at 77 SCVs, but it feels that Maru is one bad fight away from just being forced to tap out. Raynor's gonna make a few more Corruptors. Look at the creep, by the way, on the right side. This is obviously because Maru has just lost all his Hellions over and over and over again, suiciding them to kill just a handful of drones. I mean, this has to be very intimidating for Maru. You see creep at your 4th base, 10 minutes into the game on this map, 2k atmosphere. Like, if this is Berlingrad or Curious Mind, you're like, all right. But on this one, it's not that common. The Ravager's gonna try to go for another cancel on this 4th command center. That's a lot of damage, but no cancel yet.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be able to get it down here. Oh, these BCs kind of walking into the fire, and wow, no cancel. Kill even, and Reynor's got to be happy with that one. Maru does scan, gets to see what's going on, sees the hive on the way there in the main. Oh, in fact, no, the hive's in the natural here, so doesn't even get to see that. That is not what you want if you are in Maru's shoes, but he is going to be booting up a Thor, Cyclone, more BCs as well, even going above the normal 3 here.
Yep, he is gonna send his battle cruisers out on a little journey, and that should grant him 1 or 2 corruptor kills if he lands the Yamatos and he gets out in time. So yeah, a little victory, but given the state of this game, Maru needs a little more than 1 corruptor kill. Once the Thors get out, his army does become a bit more powerful, and obviously Reynor is getting close to maxed out, so this is kind of it for how strong Reynor's army will be. Reynor's gonna try to get another cancel or a kill on this command center. Maru is very stubborn. Is this what they learn at the Benny and the Boys Club, where you just build a 4th command center at the same spot over and over and over again?
I mean, this was actually decent for him, if it comes down to just, like, efficiency, because that was quite a few Ravagers lost there, and he's remaxing on a bunch of Lings, a bunch of Roaches. This, if you are a Rotty fan, this is where you start to get a little bit worried, because Reynor, he has been known to get stuck before, even though he is taking up to Broodlords, which will be good. Maru's kind of getting ready for it.
What are you smoking, Ben? I know you tried to explain to me that in Age of Empires there is a building, if it's up for 10 minutes you automatically win the game. Do you think Maru has that building in his main base or something? Because I don't see that shrine of GG going up anytime soon. The man cannot go up to 4 bases, Benny.
Only a matter of time. Oh, did he not have teleport available? That was quite brutal for him. And getting that BC before the blink out as well. Reynor's playing really good, man. He's playing really good.
There is a Zergling tapping on that command center on the left side too, because we've done a great job at making sure Maru doesn't go up to 4 bases at 6 o'clock, but that doesn't mean we can casually let him go up to 4 bases at 9 o'clock. There is a Great Aspire on the way, and first Vipers are on the way too. I think Reynor is waiting right now for some Broodlords, right? We don't need too many Corruptors anymore, since we've killed 2 out of 4 battle cruisers. You have to respect the last 2 a little, but it's not like they've got insane upgrades. They have no attack upgrades whatsoever. I think Reynor is just waiting for some good old GG Lords, and then hopefully we get a great engagement, maybe a cheeky Abduct, a cheeky Blinding Cloud. Feeling it, Benny. Not a kill.
Wow, that's definitely nice. Resources lost tab is still in favor of Maru. So if this does get to that stage of the game where it becomes a massive war of attrition, but Reynor's already kind of stopping that from happening by mining in that bottom right section. He's really expanded very nicely after being kind of all in with his Roach attack, but yeah, not all in at all, because he's just managed to get himself into a good position, and yet again, especially economically, and even these queens keeping them all alive here.
Yeah, I wouldn't even hate it if a couple queens go down, but Reynor's gonna try to surround the Cyclones. That'd be big. Cyclones are expensive units. 3, 4 Cyclones definitely in some trouble. 3 of them have already gone down. Number 4 goes down. The Hellbats go down. And I think this is actually a good moment to drop the Creep Tombs again. I like having Creep at 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock. That's nice. It's demotivating
creep
for
in your
Maru.
opponent's base.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. The Ghost Academy is coming though. Also, the barracks are coming along. A nice little cancel there on the hatchery, but Reynor's playing very good here. Every little thing that he can do, he's doing it well. But yeah, I definitely know what he's probably thinking at this point. Like, any other Terran would have left already, and they'd have been in a far worse spot kind of thing against Reynor in seemingly beast mode. Whereas Maru, he is pretty much the only Terran on the planet that can play from this kind of situation and make it look actually somewhat alright.
You know, Ben, what I think Reynor is thinking is like, should I post a question mark? Can I drop a mule? No, I can't. I played the wrong race for that. What am I gonna do to make sure that Benny and the boys are a little demotivated for the upcoming 4 matches? I don't think my boys worried at all. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna pick up a couple of tanks. Banelings will connect with those last few remaining tanks. Sure, we lose a couple units, but that's why we've got 6 or 7 bases.
Okay, yeah, a couple units were lost there. A couple units. That was not the trades he was looking for. And by the way, those Brood Lords, those GG Lords that you talked about, hey, they haven't made an appearance whatsoever right now. And look at Maru. He's just like, you know what? Let's get up to 4 bases. My army's going to keep on getting better. My upgrades are getting better as well. Reynor, he's kind of stuck on what he's got.
Stuck on what he's got. You know what he's got, Ben? He's got 8k minerals in the bank. We're going to pick up another tank here with some splash damage. Unfortunately not. Few more links. Ah! Come on, we deserve to kill the tank.
Those some Roddy plays right there. Ghost coming out as well. I like that he gets the plus armor on the Ghosts, not using them for their auto attack at all, just wants to keep them alive for as long as possible. Reynor could, I think, oh, he definitely sees these BCs now. He's going to start gunning for them. Maybe Yamatoing the Vipers instead, but Reynor going for some big trades here, pulls the tank closer. We'll start getting some shots off, but does bile it down. And look at that, Maru's just holding on strong here against this army, and Reynor kind of getting split about a little bit here. Doesn't really want to fight against it.
I said 8k minerals, I obviously mean 8k resources, which at this point is over 10,000 resources. So we don't have a lack of gas, we don't have a lack of minerals. I think 4 bases is obviously hard to break. I think Reynor did a very good job in denying that 4th from going up for as long as possible. But it kind of has to be from, alright, till here, but no further. You're allowed to have 4, there's not really a whole lot I could do about it. I've done about as much as I could have done about that. I've stalled it out, I've gotten kills, I've gotten cancels. Now Reynor needs to make damn sure Maru doesn't get that 5th base, because that's where it gets uncomfortable. So we're gonna go for it again. We're gonna drop a couple Blinding Clouds. Banelings connecting with the goals, at least a couple, and a few Hellbats too, but Reynor did lose a lot of units there. I feel like maybe we have a few too many queens, because there is still 12 or 14 supply of queens just chilling at the bottom side of the map, but it's not really helping out in any of these fights.
Also, like the amount of drones that he has, it's almost like he needs to be able to keep on going. Like as soon as he maxes out, which he does really fast, he just needs to go again, because like that's the way he's going to really be able to brute down Maru. But Maru setting himself up very nicely over here, getting a medevac for these ghosts as well. And the army size, like Reynor's doing a really good job of keeping his macro going, and maybe he just wants to go for a different point of attack entirely. That's what it looks like he's going for.
Yeah, I mean, the natural is kind of wide open, right? There really isn't a lot. Even the triangle base is pretty exposed. There are a couple of Hellbats. Send the Lings into the natural, maybe even the main base. So Ling, Bane, the Roach here. We're going to blow up a couple of these Hellbats, but that's not exactly what we're looking for. We don't get the tanks. Lings did a natural, also not quite getting as much done as I would have hoped. And Maru is really okay. Maru's getting carried away now because he didn't just get the 5th base. He also wants to get the top left immediately. And I don't think Reynor is allowed to let that happen, because then suddenly we went from 4 to 6 in the spawn of a minute. I'm not okay. Now we use Banelings on rocks. Bam! What is happening?
Mate, this is why you don't start cheering too soon. You know, like I've been a giddy little teenager as well in my youth, but. You know, before getting excited, you need to close, mate. You need to close. And look at Maru. He's starting to evolve. And Reynor's just stuck on the same comp, man. He has to be so careful, because these Lings get one-shot by these Hellbats.
They get one-shot by everything. By the Ghosts, by the Thors, by the tanks. Reynor indeed needs to make up his mind about how to get a stronger army or find some critical damage. We haven't seen any Nidus networks. I don't know if that was a possibility, but the main has been relatively exposed all game long. There's even only a single turret. Reynor, his Corruptors are going to find his base in the top left side. He's going to drop spray, but those missile turrets are going to finish up. So I'm afraid that we may not be able to get that kill unless Maru is not going to repair it. Maru is going to send over the Ghost, and he gets the repair, kills all the Corruptors in the top left side. As we have another big fight happening in the bottom. At least Reynor gets one Thor. We get a second one. We get a tank. We get another Thor, maybe, with some corrosive balls.
My goodness, these are not the trades that Reynor's looking for, man. Like, he lost everything. Like, what's the Corruptor count at? 0? He went for some Infestors now. Those are the kind of Infestors that he's like, see, Infestors didn't work as well after lots of fights have happened. But, I mean, the Ghosts haven't been pivotal just yet, but Maru, he's splitting this map down vertically, which is insane. And Reynor, again, just more Lings, more Banes, more Roaches, more Ravagers. He's getting all those upgrades and even getting a second Spire to start Carapace upgrades, but you almost don't need that with the +3 finishing, but he should be able to smack down this base, and Maru knows it. He does start evacuating, and those Banes are going to start chasing down those units if he can, but Maru, wow, that was not that much loss there.
No. I mean, the Corruptor loss in the top left while the big fight was happening was a bit painful. A couple of the SCVs went back. I thought maybe the Banelings can get lucky and connect there. Unfortunately, that's not happening yet. We definitely have a game on our hands. Maru had a pretty awful start. I mean, sure, Reynor's economy wasn't like 20 workers ahead, but basically just picked off everything, got cancel after kill on the 4th command center. And it kind of felt that Maru was just stuck in his little corner. And he has successfully really turned this into a game. And at this point, Reynor knows that he needs to start getting careful. We have battle cruisers harassing as Raynor finds the Thors on the low ground. That's at least a pretty decent fight against the Thors. Can we get another kill? Yes, we can. All right, that wasn't too bad for Raynor.
That wasn't too bad for Raynor. And over at the top there, the BC is getting some more damage done. Oh, these ghosts. You know, this is going to start... This is the kind of game where you start living past trauma. And, you know, those games against Maru, Kev, like... Even though we kind of forgot what the maps were and where they spawned and all that jazz, Raynor won't forget at all. That's 9 Broodlords on the way.
You mentioned Hardwire. It was a month and a half ago.
He spawned in the top left, complete opposite side.
Yeah, that's because Raynor was everywhere. Okay, Raynor basically had the entire map, so he spawned everywhere. But you said he spawned on the right side of Hardwire. You can't even spawn on the right side of Hardwire. Okay, now the Queens finally go down, but I don't even hate that much. I kind of felt that they were just like 12, 14 supply that never really helped out in the fights. We just need one Fungo on the Ghost, the Banings to connect one time, because Raynor still has a juicy bank. This is not one of these maps where you run out of resources anytime soon. The Broodlords have finally shown up. Hopefully we can protect the Broodlords against those battle cruisers. Do we have any anti-air coming?
You have 1 Corrupt coming over, 5 more on the way, and only 2 on the map actually, and these bad boys don't really have that good upgrades. Oh my god, it doesn't clean up that Hellbat. He picked it up, went back again, just went plonk. That base is gone. But Raynor will be able to cancel that +3 on the Ghost, which is actually quite a big deal for keeping these units alive, the Ghosts alive. But nice biles as well, and does kind of deal a little bit of damage. But look at the banks, Kev.
Yeah,
Maru's actually catching him up.
I know, I don't love seeing that.
Oh, juicy Lucy, that's what we get taught at Benny and the boys, baby. Efficiency. Oh my goodness. Stop, Maru, he's already dead.
Yeah, I know, it's actually starting to look dicey because I feel like now we are 12 snipes away from... Oh, okay. Ah, could we land the Fungo? No, we cannot.
Maru. Oh, mate. Oh, this is so good, Kev. You know? Wardy, there's action going on, you plonker. All right. We got, with these ghosts just being juicy boys over here. That resources lost tab is just getting more and more beautiful. Oh, this is the kind of game that I wanted, Kev.
Nothing that I like about it anymore. There is still obviously some hope for Raynor. He's still a maxed out Zerg. He still has money in the bank. But we really need to get much better fights. At this point, I almost feel like we need a magical fight. We need to land that 1 Fungo, maybe get a lot of links into the main base. I feel like the doors have been open to the main for quite some time, but Raynor keeps kind of settling for a couple of links into the natural. Nothing else. At least the corrupt account is back up to a point where we don't have to worry about us battle cruisers anymore, but the ghosts just kind of feel invincible at this point.
It's really good. I was going to say the Thors are really good as well, but that is a nice little wraparound, taking out quite a few of them. Even the Ghost cloaking pretty late here, and hey, this is already starting to look like a much better fight for Raynor. Like, that's the first really good fight he's had in the last 5 minutes.
Yep, what's the Thor count at this point? Only 3 Thors remain, so it's basically 12 ghosts. The 5 tanks, they shouldn't be all that impactful. Raynor is gonna lose a handful of drones at the bottom, and if we don't save the drones, then okay, that's nice. Actually, he's gonna burrow them. But good job by Maru, morphing the Hellions into Hellbats, easily winning that fight against the Lynx. Now these drones are in a bit of a pickle too.
Wow, I mean, like, these Hellbats are really doing work, man. Because Raynor, we all know he's a magical man when it comes to Lings, but if your Lings literally get one-shot by these Hellbats, their mega counter with that +3 upgrade, he's in trouble, man. He really is. And Raynor, how does he deal with pure Hellbat Thor, a few tanks for defense, this mass ghost count?
He has 16 Broodlords morphing.
That's a lot, man. He's at it. He's had enough.
Okay, what else do we have? We have 2 Infestors, so right now we're going for the Hail Mary Fungal. Is that the game plan here? Do we even have enough anti-air now to protect them against 2 battle cruisers that have been alive for way too long? 29 and 36 kills, by the way, on these BCs. They have been proper annoying, and they're gonna get another kill. And this is really starting to add up. Raynor is completely out of gas. He has also mined out that rich Vespian geyser. Oh,
that Hellbat got a sneaky scout there. And the Infestor! The cheeky Infestor! It got sniped there by the Raven, and that was huge. But Maru knows that that's an army that he has to respect, because holy crap, that's a ton of broods.
Yep, here we go. It's about the snipes, it's about the broodlings, it's about the Thors. This is kind of it for Reynor. He lands one little Fungo on a couple of goals in the top right side, but Maru does have a beautiful concave. A couple of Thors are going down though, but there aren't too many broodlings on the ground. A couple of Banelings gonna try to make the difference. They're gonna push the goals back. But these battle cruisers are standing strong. Reynor out of minerals, out of gas.
He's getting a big dub here against Raynor. The team captains duked it out, and my boy Raynor, he was like, you know what? Put me against Raynor. And I was like, mate, you got it. You sure about this? I trust in you. And he's like, don't worry, man. I've got revenge. Katowice, it should have been me in that final, baby. And yeah, Maru just playing out of his mind this game. That's what happens, Kevin, when you have a tight-knit bunch playing together, not some bloody mercs going at it.
Then you have another Age of Empires qualifier to go to, Ben. I prefer casting these games with Wardy. I'm done with you already.
Oh, this is great. I'm glad I turned up for this one.
GG gets called, and Maru gets the 1-0 lead for Benny and his other boys. After honestly a pretty sick comeback, the start wasn't looking all that hot for him. Didn't find the economic damage I think that Terran's sweet dreams are made of. Reynor had good scouting, Reynor had good creep spread. Just couldn't break Maru, and at one point Maru gets 4 bases. You're like, alright, this is it. You're not allowed to get any more. Suddenly he gets the 5th with the Rich Vespian Geyser, and at the same time he gets the 6th. And it just felt that as soon as the ghost count went up to 10 plus, Maru was unbreakable.
It's really amazing because Raynor did everything right for the first 10 minutes or so. And you saw how long he delayed the 4th for, and then he delayed the 5th. But as soon as you give Maru like the littlest bit of time, and it's boom, 2 bases at the same time, and he sets it all up so nicely. Even the defense of the 3-base situation with all those turrets, that was pretty clutch. Because you see a lot of those mech transitions where they're trying to get the 3 bases. They can't do it, so... Yeah, we've got to give both those players a lot of credit. Like Raynor for putting Maru on the ropes immediately, but then Maru just doing what he does, where he's like, you know what? I've still got a massive win condition in this game if I get to X, and he got to that point beautifully.
Yep, and that means it's a tough start for us. Good game, obviously high-level game from both players. Kind of felt that Maru had his defenses always in the right place. It's funny because when he was throwing the first turrets up, he literally only had turrets at the 3rd base, and that's obviously where he needed them. But if the Corruptors would have gone elsewhere, that could have been annoying. If Raynor's attack would have, instead of focusing on the 3rd, would have focused a little bit more on the natural, then maybe those Corruptors would have had more impact. A couple of times the Lynx snuck in the natural, but they never really went into the main. While the doors were wide open in the main, there were never any units, no defensive hellbats left behind or anything.
Are you in the lobby, Kev?
I'm not in the lobby yet. Are we still on NA? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Europe versus Korea, mate. Sorry, the players are they're ready to go. So I was just like, are you here? Are you here?
I'm here. All right, Hearthstone against Ryung. You did have server preference for the previous match, and that meant that I had second choice, and I gave Hearthstone server preference. Hearthstone has been an absolute stud in this cast Civil War so far. I think he's been one of the best 4th round picks, without a shadow of a doubt. We need him. We need him here in a big way, because going down 0-2 in the last match of the group stage, where we desperately need a win, most likely, it'd be very, very, very bad for us. So come on, Captain, get it done. Get us back on the board. Get us even.
I swear that you're through regardless. I swear. I know you're making this sound intense, but my team has 2 wins, 3 losses.
Ben, what are you talking about?
And also, I've got 1 match against Goat and the gang that are 1st place currently, so it's actually really rough for my team.
If I lose 4-1 or 5-0, I will fall below Zombie Crop. And also, Pig will most likely overtake us, because they are currently up 2-1. And then all they need is an Laser victory or a Clem victory. So, no. I need points here, and ideally, I just need a win. There is maybe a bizarre scenario where if we lose 2-3, we can still advance. But I don't want to rely on that. I want to keep faith in our own hands. So let's do it one more time. You've been absolutely amazing so far this season, and we need you in a big way. The man that's normally representing the Shopify Rebellion, our Dutch Protoss, our captain, Hearthstone.
And spawning over in the bottom right, currently the MVP for Benny and his other boys, not dropping a single map so far. It is Ryung.
He's 5-0.
Yeah, and he's had some real stiff opposition as well, Kev. Like, he had Clem, he had Trap, he's taken them all down.
But he didn't play the captain yet.
He hasn't played the captain yet, but he's also been quite a legend when it comes to, because we don't have a Zerg, and you know, this map pool, it's pretty good for Zerg, so you get like Pride of Altaris and stuff. I'm actually not sure who wanted Raynor, like, for real, so I think they looked at it and they were like, it's going to be Raynor on this map, but you've actually placed Hearthstone quite a few times on Pride of Altaris. What's the reasoning behind that one?
I remember one previous time I actually put
Lambo.
MaxPax. Yeah, I know he played against Lambo on this one, but I also put MaxPax on Pride of Altaris once because I wanted him to have a PvP in that one, and he played against Hero, so that worked out for us. This time around, I didn't put MaxPax on Pride because I wanted MaxPax to play another PvP, because in my eyes he's the best PvP player in the world, and I figured that it'd be a little bit too obvious, and I kind of think that Hearthstone was going to do fine against pretty much anyone from Benny and the boys besides Maru. So yeah, let's put him on Pride against Ryung. Easy victory.
Yeah, easy victory for sure. This bunker isn't going to get up. Hearthstone did such a good job of buying time here just to make sure that wasn't going to get done. And I guess Ryung in his head, even though you might be like, just cancel it, use the minerals. If he has a bit more information, a bit more scouting, just making sure that Adept stays at home, that's worthwhile. So he gets on home and has a normal build behind it all. But so far, you could say quite good for the captain.
But yeah, the main reason why I didn't put MaxPax here is because I just wanted to make sure that MaxPax would play a Protoss. I don't think MaxPax's PvT is bad. He did defeat Spirit. Obviously lost to Clem and Gabe this season, but you know, that could happen, right? Clem and Gabe are absolute monsters in the matchup. So it was like, all right, Kev, his PvT has not let us down. He was phenomenal against Keen on 2K Atmosphere. He did have a dream start in that one, to be totally fair, but I was like, all right, Kev it is on Pride. I think we can get it. And even if it was a PvP, I think Hearthstone's PvP is actually pretty damn sexy too, because he plays a lot with Showtime and MaxPax, so it made sense to me.
Yeah, I had a question in my mind here. Like, how has the patch affected MaxPax's PvP? Like, is he still one gate expanding nearly every game, regardless, or?
The patch has changed the fact that he went from the best PvP player in the world to the best PvP player in the world, man. Didn't change anything, okay? Still God. Now, obviously, scouting is important, but there is a couple of things that also work out in his favor, because some of the ways that people were trying to bust him was with offensive batteries, and now obviously the batteries have a bit less energy, right? Well, defensively they still have all the energy, so I don't think it really changed that much. It takes just scouting, but MaxPax's scouting is phenomenal. All right, what is the build that Ryung is doing here? So he's going for a Widowmine drop against a Phoenix opener. I have done my fair share of Phoenix games against Terrence. Does Ryung know that he's going up against Phoenix, by the way? He hasn't scouted it. Ooh.
So Hearthstone did the Rotty thing where he just sends a Phoenix straight across the map just to scout. Like, it reveals your Phoenix, but you get to know what you're up against. And he had a good scout at the main base as well. So they're both aware of what the other one's doing. But Ryung, he's doing like a very generic TVP opener here on Pride of Altaris, which if I was in Hearthstone's shoes, I'd be like, you know what? I like this situation a lot for me. The biggest map, and it's, you know, not a greedy opening at all. It's a fairly aggro opening. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Hearthstone.
The only thing I would have preferred was for Hearthstone to play Phoenix Twilight over Phoenix Robo here. But if we get 1 or 2 Colossus out and then we just don't take any economic damage in the next 2 minutes, and obviously I don't hate it, then maybe this is even the better choice. But I think if you would have played Phoenix Zealot here, then there is just nothing that Ryung can do until he has a very big army, and then I kind of feel that he literally only has 1 push. 1 Hellion is going to try to drive into the natural, but Hearthstone is bulletproof, like he's been for the entire season. This 1 Observer that's going to the other side of the map may seem silly, but this 1 ops is going to be so important, because this map is really big that even though Phoenixes are fast, they can't be everywhere at once, but the observers can always make sure your Phoenixes are in the right position.
Yeah, Hearthstone supply's just climbing, man, and in Ryung in every way, shape and form is just playing safe. But when Hearthstone's already 12 workers ahead, 13, like, that number's just ever growing. In fact, SCVs have stopped
odds.
producing here. Okay, they just resumed
No,
again.
we don't mind near the refinery. Ooh, okay. I just saw my tournament live flash in front of my eyes.
That'd have been a real bad one for you as well, because we've got still like Zest coming up. Oh, okay, nice observer, lovely observer.
Yeah, move the observer now though. Don't lose it. No, okay. They're still there, Kev. They're still there. We've got a Colossus on the way. No thermal lens yet. I really hope he doesn't forget about the extended thermal lens upgrade. That's gonna make our army.
Oh.
Can he reach that? Can he reach it? Move it! Move it!
Wow, that was really nice by Ryung actually. Like the fact that he missed it, or the scan hit. Oh, okay, that was a juicy little shot.
So we lose a Phoenix and we lose an observer. Obviously, economically, we're still flying. Oh, stop! Can we stop? Okay, now he's gonna lift. There's more Venomites burrowing there in the back. Oh my god, he's gonna lose another Phoenix. Mate, and does he not see the other one? I guess he just doesn't see it above the factory. Man, this was all a little bit reckless. This was about as good as I think Ryung could have hoped for. And Hearthstone losing 3 very expensive units. Not ideal.
Not ideal, but Ryung never got to really scout what tech it was after this, right? So like the fact that it is straight into Colossus, this wasn't kind of like some weird, I'm gonna get a lot of gateway units and stuff like that. It was, yeah. And the fact that he went for a lot of Widow Mines, he kind of needed those engagements with those Phoenix to go like they did. I'm still, we're not out of the woods yet if you are a Ryung fan, but it's looking better. And he is a smart player, Ryung. Like he's good in these nice thought out situations.
Yeah, he did have a sick comeback, of course, in the GSL season. His game against Zest, that was one of the silliest things I've ever seen. I don't think Ryung could have really believed that he won that game. Trolls, I'm actually kind of happy that Ryung didn't have his entire army in the center of the map, because these fights, I'm so happy that we have one Immortal, but there are extra units coming in. If I was Hearthstone, I'd say chill a little bit, mate, because our army could be a lot bigger 45 seconds from here on out, and you don't want to find yourself in a scenario where the Marauders stim forward and they pick up your Colossus, because the moment the Colossus go down, the rest of the army of Hearthstone really sucks.
Absolutely. Is that a Widow Mine that these guys going to fly above? It is, it is. And that's a lot of very soft Phoenix, or 2 very soft, but yeah. Hearthstone does get out of there. He does still have a very nice observer outside that 3rd base, so gets to see the movement of his opponent. I think Ryung's kind of sniffed out that, hey, that was way too good here. That was way too good. You knew I was coming from a mile away. Hopefully he gets rid of that obs, because it's not even in observer mode here.
Nope. It is obviously going to give Hearthstone that important heads up of what is happening. I like what Ryung is doing with his mines, just putting like 1 mine in a random spot. Especially at this point when a couple of Phoenixes are really bruised up. It can eventually just give 1 Widow Mine the connection to maybe kill 2, or the possibility to kill 2 or even 3 Phoenixes at once. I don't know how I like the Templar Archives all that much. I think Archons are godlike if they don't have Ghost, but Ryung hasn't really done a whole lot in this game other than Macro, so he will always have Ghost. I'm a little bit worried. I feel like this game is a lot closer now than it looked 3 minutes ago, when it kind of felt that Hearthstone had the entire world going for himself, and Ryung couldn't really do a whole lot. His hands were tied, but at this point Ryung has the possibility to make plays again. Yeah,
like Hearthstone's army didn't really get a whole lot better, which is kind of funny, considering. But, I mean, the Colossus are really scary. The Disruptor's obviously scary as well. Ryung, he's positioned himself nicely, man. Like, he's making Hearthstone's life a little bit scared, a little bit worried. Takes out a couple of the Phoenix here as well. Oh, those Phoenix are low.
Yeah. And the Phoenix are actually somewhat important, because if we don't have any Blink Stalkers, we don't have too much anti-air, and even just 4 of... Oh man, he already has 6 Vikings. Yeah, Ryung is really good. Ryung has done a great job in getting the right army. Hearthstone is basically relying on a very good Purification Nova, if you ask me. He has a couple of Zealots in the bottom. He's going to send that Disruptor a little bit forward. Zealots will just kind of give him the heads up of where the main army is at. We need to kill those stupid Widow Mines. Those Widow Mines are kind of functioning as observers too at this point. And Ryung is just getting way more vision than he's supposed to have.
Getting a lot. He's even kind of putting them on spots in the floor where it's like, you know, that Widow Mine's really hard to see there. Like, you know, it's kind of part of the fabric of the floor almost. And
yeah, you don't see it at all.
No, and for Ryung as well, look at his army, Kev. Like, this is a lot of ghosts. He's getting up to 4 bases now. He is playing a dangerous game here, though. Like, his army's split into 2 parts, but he's constantly scanning to find out where Hearthstone is.
Yeah, but I think against Phoenix, Colossus, Disruptor, that's really not that bad. Hearthstone is gonna try to jump on this army at the bottom. Hearthstone should absolutely be able to win this fight because this is Hearthstone's entire army. Ryung has a crap ton of units on the top side of the map. The Phoenixes are so low on HP, but very important we keep them alive. All right. This is all really good for Hearthstone, but Ryung is obviously going to find some success with his army on the right side. SCVs being pulled. Still a good fight for Hearthstone. Can the ball connect? Yes, it can. Big connection there for Hearthstone.
It certainly can, but the anti-air is all gone. These Colossus are going to be forfeit. And look, on the other side of the map, Kev, the supplies are so close between them. I don't know what's happening here. I think it is better for Hearthstone, but...
maybe we recall because we've killed 24 SCVs. Couple of DTs though. Is a scan available? Yes, there is a scan available. So Hearthstone loses a base. Ryung doesn't lose the base, but lost a little more workers on. We're gonna lose a robo too. Hearthstone just didn't have too many mirrors. We do have the gold though. So as long as we save the probes, we can send the probes over towards the gold base. Now we need to clean this up, but this is why it's so sad that we lost all our Phoenix. This is such a big map, and life becomes so much easier if we can actually just hunt down these armies. But we do have a couple of Blinky boys now. The Stalkers have +2. A lot of cannons helping out a little bit. One Marauder goes down. Every unit counts at this point.
Yeah, I even, like, if you're in Hearthstone shoes, I even like the fact that he ran past all those cannons, because that kind of shows that Hearthstone's rich, and oh my goodness, is Hearthstone getting caught out of position? Oh, gets denied the Archon Morph here. This army, it's small for both of them, but this is Hearthstone's getting cleaned up here.
Yep. Good job there, but we still have the Disruptors coming in. Maybe the Disruptors can land a good shot. We have the gold fully up and running now. Safety Nova is going to push these units away. Very close game at this point. 126 supply against 123 supply. You know what I would have loved? Hearthstone sent his Zealots back. Because he could have maybe sent a couple of Zealots into that initial third base. It was wide open after we cracked it open earlier. At this point, unfortunately, the timing is not quite right.
No, he's going for it, but he runs into a rally point here of units. It is currently 2-1 upgrades for Hearthstone. He is about to finish +3 attack, which is a big deal. But his army, it's lacking a lot of those splash from those Colossus now, and he's trying to remove them, but still kind of scrattling to get something together.
One Zealot is going to run into the planetary on the right side. We also lost a Robo in that little base trading exchange that we had. So that's very frustrating.
I think if Ryung gets himself together with a lot of Widowmines and a lot of Ghosts again, his army's going to be real damn scary all over again. And he's pumping out SCVs real damn hardcore here, 4 at a time. He didn't lose the Orbital, which is a big deal. And he's actually starting to get to a point where he's kind of climbing ahead in supply, possibly.
And a lot of Ghosts, but don't forget that Ryung is playing these games on the central server, so avoiding these big Purification Novas could be rather difficult. I feel like Hearthstone is playing very adventurous here with his army on this side of the map. I don't see a War Prism here. That is almost a good Nova. The second Nova is good though. The third one is alright as well. Now let's just run for the hills. We have +3 attack. That's big. We're going back into Colossus, which is really big because most of the Vikings have gone down, right? How many Vikings are left? Just 2. I don't hate it that much anymore. We're even getting Shadow Strike. And look at that Observer, by the way, Ben. Observer on the top right side. It's so big. It's big. It's so big.
It's massive. But Ryung does scan him to see he is moving over to the top right as well.
And Hearthstone moves back to the bottom like pretending he doesn't know. Okay, Ryung is going to unload. Very smart play by Ryung because that could have been game over. Very smart play.
And gets that Observer, so Hearthstone kind of revealed that, yeah, this is very smart play by both of them. They're really manipulating each other and really trying to showcase something that's not going on. So Ryung, he is going up to, or in fact, he's floating over his main orbital. That's when you know things are a little bit dicey, a little bit dire, but he has to go with it. His supply is still mounting and he's getting good upgrades. He's not slowing down either.
Hearthstone is now also taking the base in the top side, and he has also rebuilt the base that he lost earlier in this game, so he's back up to 6 bases. We've got Colossus again. We have the upgrade advantage at this point, the 3-3 upgrades of Ryung. That's still going to take a solid minute or so. So I wouldn't hate looking for that game-deciding fight anytime soon. A couple of Zealots are going to run into that orbital on the bottom side. We're going to get on top of the planetary. Ball goes forward. Really big connection. But the rest of the army of Ryung is still on the top side. Hearthstone didn't really see that at first. One Colossus very exposed. We need another big Nova. And that is a fantastic Nova. That's a good Nova too. We've got balls for days. We still need to run because the Terran army is very good. But I still think that was alright as long as we don't lose everything.
I think you might lose everything though, Kev. Like, this is getting real spicy. Remember, the 5th base did stay alive, or rather, the 4th base stayed alive. those Zealots down there were working on that base, but there weren't any SCVs to grab. So, oh, a bit of a miracle in disguise. This is a really good PvT between these two.
So far, our clan war is delivering, Benny. Because that first game was obviously epic, especially if you're a Maru fan or a Terran fan. Seeing Maru just hang in there like an absolute trooper and turning things around. That's gonna make your StarCraft heart beat a little faster. And this one is obviously very important for the rest of the clan war. And two players that have performed incredibly well throughout the entire season of the Cast Civil War. And they're both going for it. I wish that Hearthstone had like replaced maybe that observer in the top right side, because that is what allowed to get Ryung that fantastic fight in the first place. The next time these armies clash, Ryung is gonna have the 3-3 upgrades. And Hearthstone is pretty zealot heavy at this point, which is great for run-bys and stuff. Not very great for the head-on, potentially game-deciding fights. But, you know, this is Pride of Otaras. Maybe we won't have a game-deciding fight for a while.
Oh, Liberator's on the way for Ryung, but, you know, it's just the big upgrade right now. Ryung's army is split up here. Hearthstone does know about it, I do believe. He did warp in on that far left side, but what did you do about this army? There is a nice shield battery overcharge. There are DTs coming into play, which... Oh.
I actually think Ryung could have fought that, but...
I think so too, but maybe it was just like, you know what? I don't need this. Maybe he realizes like his real kind of ace up his sleeve is these Liberators with +2.
Fire!
Be so careful though. He has to be so careful.
Yeah, I almost thought that Ryung was just going to YOLO it. Hearthstone seems like he has grabbed all of his units. Ryung is already setting up the sandwich. I hope that Hearthstone knows about his army. We need more observers. We need observer speed. There's an army on the left, an army on the right. We need to fire balls for days in both directions. Oh, Hearthstone is just going to focus on this fight on the left by the looks of it. I don't like this fight for Hearthstone. We haven't really killed much yet, but that's a great Nova.
That was a great Nova, but how many more does he have in him? Seems like quite a few, but oh my goodness, both these players just trading out with one another. And holy crap, I don't know what to think. They both have a bank, but bloody hell, Hearthstone, he's making this hard, man. He's getting outflanked, outmaneuvered by Ryung.
There's such a big map. We don't have observer speed, and it hurts me so much because it would have helped tremendously cleaning up these Widow Mines. It would have helped tremendously seeing some of these sandwiches coming. The flanks that Ryung keeps getting over and over and over again. I'm so happy that Hearthstone landed 1 or 2 big Novas there. Otherwise, it would have all been a disaster. But please, Kev, let's get that observer speed upgrade. It's the biggest map that we have ever played on, I feel like, in 1v1. We still have a Robo Bay. I don't get it, man. This needs to be like a key upgrade when you're on 4 bases, and instead he's like on 7. These mines have been great, not just with their connections, but with the vision they keep on giving Ryung over and over and over again.
They certainly do. Even that one moving to a location gives away where Hearthstone is, and Hearthstone will get to deny this CC making. Nice cancel by Ryung, and honestly, nice save by Ryung keeping this base alive.
DT's in the bottom, Benjamin. Have you missed this?
You know, I did miss it, Kev. I did miss it, but and this is Hearthstone really playing the map now. Like, he can bounce across. Ryung's army got a bit slow with these Liberators, but it got stockier as well. As long as Ryung survives here, then he could be in good shape, but this is where every Terran hates to play against Protoss when it gets to this stage in the game.
Hearthstone shocking around, looking for another big Nova. I mean, I need a moment, man. This is so nerve-wracking. DTs have come back. Ryung is going to scan in the bottom, so the Dark Templars won't be able to get a whole lot done there. There is still that Widow Mine. So Hearthstone basically just running around with Stalkers, Zealots, and a bunch of Disruptors. If Ryung is able to pounce on this army, Hearthstone is going to have the worst time ever. But if Hearthstone can just prevent an actual fight from happening and just kind of fire ball after ball.
Where they going? Where they going? Okay.
Mate, this is so risky. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Imagine if like 8 Marauders steam in from the top. We lose everything. Stalkers blink forward, grab 2. Okay, ball coming in as well. Connects in a small way. Can we please kill that stupid Widow Mine? Thank you.
That Widow Mine was there for a long time, just providing vision. If I'm Ryung, I'm building a few more of those bad boys because they've been so good for him the entire game, man. And Hearthstone, he just wants Ryung out of this one. You can really feel that. Yep. What's that? Is that a lot of DTs on the far right side? It looks like it. Oh, that is juicy.
Buttload of DTs. Yep, I think that's good enough to kill this planet tower. We're gonna get on top of the orbital as well. Fireballs, and we can kill the orbital. That's exactly what we do. Okay, a bit of mind connection once more, but we're losing 17, 18 SCVs. Planetary goes down on the right. So Hearthstone gets not one, but 2 bases. And the Ryung is suddenly looking at this game like, does it mean that I have to all in now? Do I want to all in into a guy on a map this big with this many disruptors, this many stalkers? Careful, Hearthstone. Let's not lose our entire army. Oh my god, the disruptors is so exposed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, okay, there are 1 or 2 juicy hits, but was that the trade that he wanted? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But he has a bank, he has time.
And he has cannons too, but Hearthstone, please just chill. Okay, pick up every unit that we pick up right now. That hurts for Ryung, because Ryung's economy is in shambles. Hearthstone may need to sacrifice 1 base or even 2 bases. Don't forget, Kev, you have the base on the top right side too. No need to do anything crazy here. He's gonna come in from the back. He's gonna pick up some medevacs, avoid some of these liberators. This is potentially that game-deciding fight, man.
It is, but he blinked, so they can't even attack. And Hearthstone, mate, he's fighting under these liberation zones. He's losing absolutely everything, as is Ryung. But Ryung's coming in with a few more reinforcements here. The scan goes down, but I think Hearthstone's got enough reinforcements to really deal with it. And these liberators sat in the sky, and wow, what a great game.
What a great game, and what a great season for Hearthstone so far in the Kansas Civil War. He was a 4th round pick, but I believe that his record is 5-2. He's been an absolute beast, an absolute champ. Wow, what a game, what a victory, and what a way for us to get back in this one. Ah, but sick. Man, Hearthstone has been so good this season. I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him.
What's his score so far?
I think it's 5-2.
I mean, that's more than decent when you think about some of the players that you go up against, kind of thing. Who are some of his big wins?
Well, he lost to Lambo on Pride of Altaris. He beat Keen on 2K Atmosphere. He beat Neep on Pride of Altaris with some Big Brain Gaming in our opening rounds. Yeah, that was Neep, right? Let me take a look. Against the Grubble Dubs. Hearthstone beat you Thermal when we were down 0-2 on Glittering Ashes, and he actually hung in there like a trooper, turned it around eventually.
Oh, get in the lobby as well, Kev.
He's had a great season. No, I need to congratulate my boys, man. Unlike you, I don't need Google Translator. We're just hyping each other up in the Discord. Let me have my moment.
I mean, you can do that while you're sat in the lobby, mate. That's what I'm doing, you know? Telling my boy he had great flanks. But, you know, those disruptors are juicy, man. Those are juicy.
Yeah. I think Hearthstone's life would have been a lot better if we would have invested in observer speed. And we would have just had 1 or 2 observers throughout the game. Because at one point we were just rotating around the map, eating Widowmine after Widowmine shot. So A, we're taking damage, and B, we can't even take care of it unless we land the Nova. But even that didn't always work out. But well, proper fight, Ben. I love it. And by the way, when I asked you if you missed the Dark Templars with Blink, I didn't mean if you missed it in game. I meant if you missed it from your ladder experiences. Because you kind of took away the most fun part of the pandemic for me, Ben. I used to just wake up, have a coffee, then see you play against 17 Protoss players in a row. Bunch of Dark Templars with Blink, Benny's molding at, 11 a.m. in the morning. That's what I used to live for. And I missed that. So that's why I asked if you missed it.
Yeah, I don't miss it at all, Kev. I'm growing my hair back, It's actually started coming back to me, which is ridiculous. But no, I don't miss it at all. I think some of the changes were really good, actually, for like helping Terrans out a little bit, because blinking on a PF was really brutal. But this next match that we've got going, Prince going up against MaxPax. We're on MaxPax, so I'll let you introduce him, Kev.
In the bottom left side of Hardwire, looking at the main base of a royalty. Outside of this tournament, he is representing the beautiful Storm Gaming, but inside of this tournament, he is part of the RotterdaM Admirals. He needs to put us up 2-1, the Orange Brothers, MaxPax.
Does it feel fun seeing him play Orange, just like you play Orange kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's why I picked Orange. It's a good look at him. He's been so funny, by the way, this season. But yeah, go ahead and introduce your boy.
Spotting in the top right. He's done very well for me in PvP. He even took down Creator in one of these games. It is Prince.
And he was the final player you picked to complete your all-Korean roster, right? Because Nightmare was round 4, Prince was round 5?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I did think Nightmare was going to perform a little bit better for me. I don't think
putting down your boys like that?
No.
Waddy was right. This is the drama we've been waiting for. Some of these boys are not as lost as the other boys.
No, it's so Nightmare took a few maps in GSL, even though he didn't qualify out of his group. He took down some big names, or at least took some maps off them, which I was like, shit, that's really good. Whereas Prince didn't get to that phase. But Prince has actually been lining up very nicely when it comes to playing against some of these players. And that, losing your probe like that to a probe, definitely not the start that he wanted. Did MaxPax get server pref on this one?
I don't know how that works actually. I guess not. I don't know. Maybe yes, because you were able to pick, and then I get server pref twice. But I mean, you can put MaxPax on Southeast Asia, mate. He's gonna win his PvP, so I'm not even worried for this one. I'm worried about the next two games. This one is already in the bag.
It's nice when you don't worry. I mean, you were very not worried in that Reynor Maru game as well. And in fact, you got a little bit hyped up, Kev. A little bit hyped up.
I know, it was painful, but...
That was painful. That's why I'm not doing it, because I know I can fall flat on my face with any of these games, because they're all good players, man.
I just believe in my boys, and I love the hype, man. It's fun to do some proper bias casting and just kind of ignore all the signs where we normally be like, maybe we should slow down a little bit. No, now I just double down and be like, we still have it. Even if we're losing 20,000 resources more. All right, so Prince is going for a proxy robo. MaxPax, what makes him so good in this matchup is that he scouts like the very best. He's got an Adept on the other side that is running into two Stalkers. Can the Adept sneak into the main base? It cannot, but what it will do is give MaxPax the heads up. Prince is not expanding yet. That's 4 Stalkers. At this point, you're thinking 3-gate or you're thinking 3-gate robo. In this case, it's both.
And how do you feel this lines up? Because, I mean, obviously Void Rays are a little bit more expensive now, take a bit longer to build, but as far as I'm concerned, having that many Stalkers in your face is going to be a little bit tricky to hold, no?
Yes, Ben. It is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll see. MaxPax has been here time and time again. He has defended this more than anyone else, but at this point, he's not 1000% sure yet, so that makes it very annoying. We don't want to lose our Stalker, but MaxPax always good with this Jabate. Gives you the idea that you can kill a unit, and instead, you're suddenly the one who finds yourself in a bit of a pickle. We've got the Forge coming up, so now MaxPax can just start building cannons, and I wouldn't hate a second pylon in the front, because I don't really want to see my entire tournament life depend on one pylon.
No, and he is going for a cannon, going for a second shield battery as well, which is nice. I do like the way that Prince moved that Stalker that was getting shot prematurely, by the way, because it stopped it from dying, and he's going to go for a main base warp in. MaxPax with the kind of scout over here,
but... it immediately, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not moving into position with anything just yet, and Prince with the full unload here. This is starting to get a bit scary.
Yep, but I mean, probes are pretty good against Stalkers. We just need to make sure we don't lose our Void Rays. It really sucks we don't have a single battery in the main base. Prince with another big warp in. Feels like MaxPax really wants to wait until he gets Void Ray number 3. That is a questionable. Stalker warp in. Prismatic alignment. Uh-oh, we lose one Void Ray. That is very bad. And we lose the Stalker too. MaxPax definitely in a bit of trouble here.
My boy Prince, you know, comes in strong, and yet again over here, the Observer baiting shots as well for Prince, and shield battery goes down. Just a couple of Void Rays left, and look at these probes dying left, right, and center. Best PvP in the world. Well, Prince is making him look easy over here. Great play out of the Korean.
MaxPax had the probe on patrol, but we just didn't have a single battery in the main base. We didn't have a cannon. We were so focused. Battery overcharge is very good. Keeps the Void Rays alive. Gives us a little bit of hope, but we need that third Void Ray. We don't really want to lose our main, obviously. I mean, I guess at this point we can just say, all right, we lost the main, and we're going to play one base against one base, but we are still down 12 workers. Don't lose the Stalker, please. Okay, lose the Stalker.
It's not even one base anymore, Kev. Like, this is less workers than you start the game off with. And I mean, even if Prince is to fall back at this point in time, which he absolutely can, he's feeling good about this one. And MaxPax, yeah, what a rough start to this game.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the game is almost over. I don't think this really qualifies as a start anymore. Another probe going down. That Observer is going to give Prince vision as well of the Void Rays of MaxPax.
Wow, and look at this. The Stalkers, they're even going to stop these probes from mining properly if he stands there. Obviously, the Void Rays can trade nicely against them, but... No. Oh, and he's warping in more. Prince, man, he's not slowing down here at all. And wow, just goes down this ramp, and I think he can do it here, Cav. These Void Rays, they're not one for this world, and there's one that's really low as well, and oh my goodness, Prince, the lad, the legend. Oh my goodness, nice that you moved about in that chair, Kevin. Oh, I'd be wriggling as well if I were you.
GG, Ben. GG. Oh, I felt that MaxPax was thinking about it. Unfortunately, he didn't see the robo as quickly as he normally finds these things. So he still had to worry about a few things. And he did have his probe on patrol on the edge. But by the time that he saw it, he was a little bit too far out of position to fight immediately. Because if you would see the Prism come in with the first 4 Stalkers, what they could potentially do is just fight immediately with the Zealot Stalker, 2 Void Rays, and you can pull the probes. But the moment you're a little bit too late to do that, yeah, then it's like, do I want to fight immediately or not? And I felt that MaxPax was a little bit indecisive if he wants to fight with 2 Void Rays or wait for number 3, pull the probes, all the probes, a couple probes. Oh, that sucked. That sucked.
It did suck. And we're going to move on to Korea here for Zest versus Time. And I think that's a cool one that's coming up here. Time, I don't know how he's been doing for you guys so far. Zest has been a bit of a mixed bag for me. Sometimes he's amazing. Sometimes it can be, you know, Zest on his... maybe he's worked out too hard at the gym. I know in some of those interviews he said one secret about him that nobody knows is that he doesn't actually work out that much. And it's like, all right, mate, whatever. But yeah, going up against Time, this should be a pretty good one, I think.
We need time. We need Time to come in clutch right now in a big way. It has not been the absolute best season yet of Time. I think we both know, and we've been watching Time for a long time, that Time is a little hit or miss, right? He really goes through moments where suddenly he looks amazing. He looks like one of the very, very best players in the foreign scene, maybe even top 5, sometimes even higher than that. But then he also has his moments where it's like, Time, have you been playing StarCraft lately? Because I don't know what you've been doing, but it doesn't feel like you've been practicing as much as you did a couple months ago. He showed a couple screenshots that he was taking the games very serious, that he has been putting in the work, but that he just had some bad days. Well, we need him to have a very good day right now, because Zest in this matchup is terrifying, but then again, sometimes Zest can also throw in the silliest ways. I wouldn't mind a good old Zest throw over here, Benny.
I mean, it'd be a fun one. It'd be a fun one, because the last match of the day as well that we've got will be Kelazhur against Nightmare. And that one, I think, is also, on paper, very close. We know that Kelazhur has absolutely had his ups and downs. But for me, if he can play good, he absolutely can take down Nightmare. A lot of these matches haven't quite gone as I expected them to, actually. Like, MaxPax losing to Prince, Hearthstone beating Ryung, and then Maru and Reynor. That could have been, like, either way, honestly.
I'll be honest, Ben, I thought I'd be up 3-0 by now.
No, you didn't, did you?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not even kidding.
Wow, that's, wow, Kevin, where's the respect? Where's the respect for Benny and his other boys?
It is one of those pirate ships here rotating around like a kickflip.
Riding on a camel, baby. Riding on a camel. All right. Playing for Team Benny and his other boys. Falling in the bottom left of Blackburn. It is Zest. He's actually my one true boy, Kev. I've still got his picture next to my bedstand.
And he still doesn't know your name. In the bottom right side of Blackburn, we're looking at the main base of the man who needs to come in clutch for me. I need one of those good days of you, mate. I know you have it in you. You've defeated pretty much anyone on this planet. I need you to do it here in this best of one on Blackburn. The best Chinese StarCraft 2 player of all time. It's time.
Who would you say is the best Protoss of all time?
Rain, but...
Still?
Nah, it was probably Stats, I think. Stats deserves that a bit more than anyone else.
Not Trap?
No, not Trap. I would say it's very close between Stats and Zest. But Zest, like, obviously a bit more inconsistent. I mean, it's close, right? MC obviously had his days early on, but I felt that the level has gone up in this game so damn much that it's impossible to give it to anyone from the Wings of Liberty era. So I'd probably give it to Stats. I think he deserves it the most. Classic also, and then, like, second place is close between like Classic, Zest, Rain, MC, but I think Stats is the best.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of historic names. I feel like greatest Protoss of all time is much harder to call than the other races, just because there hasn't been one true dominant fella for a long time. Maybe it's the way that Protoss has always been played out. Who was the one player you said to the question, by the way, like, if they came back from retirement, who would you want?
Rain, I think? No?
You
or
said
no,
Rain?
I think I said Red, actually. I think I said Red because I just loved having Red at defense, man. Heals the crown, you know? We almost forget about him. He did ignore my last Facebook message, so I'm a little bit bothered over that one, but I'd love to see Red back, man. He's such a fun guy.
Red was good, actually. I was a bit controversial with mine. I said Life.
Yeah, I mean, amazing player.
I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Like to see if history was different, if the universe has like a parallel like way to go, I would have loved to have seen how that boy did. Really fun opening by time, by the way. Like he's gone for the Marauder opening, which I'll be honest, Kev, if I'm well, I am Zest fan, especially given that I'm his coach this season. I've been training him thoroughly. Going up against this kind of opening, I'm pretty happy, Kev, because I think this sucks.
I kind of agree with you. I always look at these builds and I'm like, I feel like we're making life complicated. But I think of things that I love about Terran. I think of the guy with the gun, Stim, Combat Shield, couple medevacs. Then we add in a couple goals, we get 2 E-base, and it's okay. When I think of this kind of complicated stuff, I already foresee too many doom scenarios of the Marauders running into a battery, not getting anything done, Oracle flying into the main base, killing too many SCVs. Hopefully Time does this for a reason, and hopefully Time doesn't do anything too silly like throwing away these kinds of units, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm never too hot on these kinds of builds.
So like with builds, it's very much one of those things where you have to know what it wants to achieve. And with this, I have no idea whatsoever. By the way, is that a Widowmine on the edge there? Oh my god, it is. Oh my god, is Time a legend? Oh no! Oh
Mate,
my god, thank you so much.
You're actually kidding me, man. That's ridiculous. The line showed up 2 times and Zest didn't even know about it. 3 SCVs going down. Marine is going to try to bait the Oracle into the Widowmine. I do believe another Widowmine has burrowed somewhere. That Oracle has to be out of energy by now, right? Come on. Okay.
I tell you what though, not bad, because that could have been an absolute disaster. And maybe that's what Time was hoping for. Did like one of those terrible builds where it's like, well, if you do an Oracle, that's really good against this, but if I do a really fast Widowmine follow-up, then that's really good against that. And oh, this is already a little bit spicy, Kev. I like this.
Ooh, fake medevac going out. Medevac will turn around. Maybe we can bait that Oracle into one of these mines. I like what Time is doing here. Zest going up to 3 bases. Definitely the correct call. I think he knows it. He doesn't really have too much to worry about. Like, what is Time going to do with 2 Marauders and a couple of Widowmines at this point? Not kill a Nexus.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're trying to trick Zest, he's a hard player to trick because Zest will just do whatever he's going to do anyway, right? Like, I don't feel he's the kind of guy, like, that you can go kind of give him a little slap in the face, like Will Smith style. He's just not going to react whatsoever. He's just going to keep on doing what he did. It barely even hurt him, you know? Yeah. And here, a few Phoenix on the map. This is nice. He's revealed that Widowmine. We'll get it done, and that base is open for the taking and gets a full scout to see exactly what's going on.
There are more Widowmines though scattered around the main base. Which that's actually what I love about the offline events, where you can look at Zest and he can lose like a prism with 4 High Templars inside of it, all maxed out on energy, and he'll just like raise his eyebrow a little bit. He's like, oh, shouldn't have done that. And then just moves on with the game like it's no biggie. Can rally 5 disruptors into their death. Yeah, he's like, oh. Probably not optimal video gaming here, but that's okay.
Yeah, I can be like, oh no, the game's over. He's like, well, it's going to be tough now, I guess.
Warp in a couple Zealots, baby. Zealots are good too.
And he's like, luckily I got a bank here, baby. And it's, all right, these Phoenix are starting to do real good over here. It's only 4, along with the Oracle, but he's buying himself quite a bit of time, quite a bit of value as well. Currently a perfect game with 450 resources lost against 0. And he's going up to charge lots with +1 as well, along with a Templar Archives. He's playing very nice behind all this. Oh, that's risky, but he gets away.
And I need Time to win this. I think if Time wins, then at least I will always finish above the Grubba Lubba Dub Dubs. And then I think I'm Gucci. I don't know if Wardy can confirm that or not. So. But if we lose 1-4, I know I fall below Zombie Grubber team. And that's
oh my god. And is Zombie Grub's team currently second to last, or...?
Yes, like obviously Fear Dragon cannot catch up. He's out because he only has 2 wins, and wins are most important. But if we lose 1-4, then I will drop below Zombie Grubber team.
That's brutal, Kev. I'm sorry to put you out like that, because it's going to happen.
You can still go out too, Ben. I wouldn't cheer.
I know I can still go out, but come on, Zest, get some units together, throw down like 10 batteries. Let's go. That's all these guys can do from no brain, no brain.
That is still the team from 2 years ago, Ben. But I'm happy that you joined us today.
Yeah, but what's still relevant never dies, Kev.
All right, let's just A-move a couple Zealots into Widowmines. Okay, that's a very early battery overcharge. I don't hate seeing that.
I don't hate it, but all he needed to do was make sure he didn't die to this. And
very good. Actually, on Burrow, the 3 mines that were revelated, but then he left the one behind that wasn't revelated. The time actually doing all right there, forcing out an overcharge. Obviously not, you know, the damage that you hope for. You didn't get a game-winning fight or anything. Zest didn't do anything stupid, but we're still in it. As long as you just keep building mines and marines, I've seen Zest throw away way bigger leads than this. And especially with these kinds of armies, I think Zest can throw like the best.
He can. He's absolutely one of the best throwers of all time, which is kind of funny considering he's potentially one of the best players of all time as well. Here, I don't like these trades for a few Marines, and yeah, Zest doesn't like it either. Just get on out of there. Didn't lose the Oracle, which is nice, and setting up a 4th base on the gold. I like that, and also setting up some offensive gateway, which this could start to get very spicy very quickly.
This is not a moment where Zest should attack, by the way, man. Like, this is really not a moment. Like, he should just... obviously, he can threaten, he can fake it. But if he actually sends it into these Widow Mines in the turret, he's going to get absolutely obliterated. And then time could potentially counterattack. Come on, Zest. Just do it, mate. You have a couple Zealots, you have an Archon. I know you want to attack. Minerals.
He's playing good, man. He's playing good. He even gets that fresh mule over there as well. And time, he's like, whoa, shit. Really tried to skip out as well. Every little edge that he can, not getting a turret over there. It's rough. It's really rough because you see what Time's trying to do. He's hoping that Zest does push into him or does something, and Time realizes he is behind, and yeah, Zest just isn't falling for it thus far. Zest is playing really well. I'm so happy.
Yeah, no, that was good by Zest. I was hoping that he would just attack into it, do something silly, because he would lose almost everything there and barely kill anything. Widow Mines will not go off. There is at least a missile turret getting a couple shots up, but good revelation. Zest is on the money so far, Ben. Double Robo is now up and running as well. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. We do find the Zealots. Now we need to send in a couple of reinforcements to deal with this, but a Protoss being up in supply in this phase in the game, that's always bad news for a Terran.
It's real bad news. I mean, there are a few probes dying over here to this... Was that a Marine? Just
yeah.
A little bit of fun over there. But yeah, when it's double Colossus, double Robo on the way, and he's getting, like, better upgrades. Time only just started his +1 armor, by the way, for his militaries, which is very late at almost 10 minutes in the game. But these ghosts already out, and they have energy to shoot up. Oh, no!
Don't lose him. Time! Do something, please. Save your boys. Okay, with a mine shot, we save one of them. At least a lot of the Phoenixes are low on HP, and we are already producing some Vikings, so we should be able to get Vikings. Please don't attack right now, Time. There's nothing really we can do offensively anymore. This is one of these moments where we need to buckle up, turtle like crazy, and hope Zest makes a couple of silly attacks, which he has been doing so far. But being out on the map actually terrifies me, because there is nothing that Time can do right now away from missile turrets and SCVs.
Yeah, not at all. And I mean, like, look at this as well. Second Forge just finished, getting up those upgrades. Moving on to get 4 Colossus out very soon. What's the Viking count at? It's at 4, which isn't that bad, but even if it was double that with these Phoenix in the sky, wouldn't be the best for him. And Time, he is sat there, but that's a 200 supply Zest army. Thermal Lance isn't yet done. That could maybe bite him in the butt here, but not much else is going for Time here.
Nope. 30 Zealots as well. That is so many Zealots. We're gonna need some absolute match. I wish we had like a couple bunkers. I do see one bunker there protected by supply depots, but I'm obviously just hanging on to hope here. I don't like where this game is going. Oh, Zest is gonna send it. Time. We need some, I don't know, we need a magical hold. Okay, it's starting off somewhat promising. Let's run towards that bunker. We're gonna pull the SCVs as well. Vikings gonna get a couple shots off. Tiny EMPs landing, but I don't know if it's good enough. This Protoss army seems so powerful.
I mean, look at the supplies, Kev. Like, that Protoss army's vanishing. Look at the tank by Zest.
Time, we have pulled all the boys, we've lost. Okay, now we need to kill the final Colossus as well, though. Let's not give up, let's not surrender, let's keep on stimming. Stim to win, baby. I think he recalled Zealots before, so we kill another Colossus. We kill the final Colossus. We kill the Immortal. Now go, 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 mate. Don't you dare turn around. I don't care how many SCVs we lose. Let's F him up. Can I curse, Marty? It's your channel.
Look at Zest, by the way. He's like, you know what? We're warping in aggressively, and it's like he's going to start picking off the reinforcements. I kind of like that by him, because warping in to defend against this, that ain't really going to do much.
Okay, he's going to recall a couple of Stalkers. It's just Stalkers against Marauders, EMP. Okay, here we go. Marauders are good against Stalkers. Colossus do pop. Can we kill that Colossus immediately? There's no battery to save him here. Time. We need you, mate. We need you to do this. Get that W for me, Stalkers. Our Stalkers suck. Protoss units suck. Come on, the boys. Time. Let's go.
I actually can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. I don't know how Zest This is maybe like the 4th time in this league, Kevin, that something like this has happened. It's all looking good, and then Zest, he just does this, man. I can't believe it.
Oh my god, yes. So Wardy, can you confirm right now that I will always finish above the grubba lubba dub dubs? Alright. Apparently Wikipedia is gonna tell us, but I think that actually secures my playoff spot. And now it's gonna get really good, because now I just need Diego to beat Benny and the boys, and then Benny and the boys will lose their final match too. And then Ben, you can just build elephants for the rest of the weekend.
Kevin, if I go out to anybody, I just want it not to be you.
I know. That's why I want it to be me.
All right.
Right.
That was brutal, man. Freaking Zest, dude.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe that game. Okay, so Zest made... Obviously, he ran in with the Zealots. The Zealots didn't do that much, because there were 8 Widow Mines. Not all the mines were there, but the Widow Mines got some good connections. Then we pulled all the boys. Time did a very good job in retreating at first, getting a nice concave going. I don't think he had the enhanced shockwave upgrade, but the tiny EMPs did connect in a pretty good way. Then the boys came in, the Stalkers, they blinked to an awkward place, and suddenly no Terran units died besides SCVs.
It was just such a sick concave for time. And like, all the upgrades weren't done yet for Zest as well. It was like +2 attack wasn't done, it was on the way, and it was just running into the concave as well, and like blinking forward into it, just getting... When all those EMPs landed, I think the best thing he could have done is just back off and like wait to re-go, you know? Because his time was on his side, and instead he just got eager. And after that game, Zest is probably just like, whoa, bro, wasn't so good, was it? Like...
No, I think indeed, whenever you have that many Colossus as well, I actually had a game against Kelazhur yesterday where I thought of this too. Like, it really helps Protoss units when they just run back a little bit. Because if they run back and the Terran units chase, the Terran units automatically clump up a little bit. You can't possibly have a perfect concave while chasing an army. So then they line up more, and then the Colossus shots are... way more effective, but Zest just kind of stood there and he's like, I'm rich, baby, I'm Zest. And then eventually the Marauders did their thing, and I love that time just fully went for it, didn't turn around to deal with a couple of Stalkers. Wardy has confirmed that my team is now officially in the playoffs. Oh, that is such a big sigh of relief after Raynor and MaxPax lost. Man, what a bizarre little battle this has been, Ben, between your team and my team. My boys against Benny and his other boys.
Yes, thank you for holding that one down, Kev. I heard my boy in the background. He's just woke up from his nap and was a little bit cryy, or rather, he's just trying to have a nap and is a bit cryy. So,
like, are you losing to my favorite Uncle Roddy again, Daddy? And Dad is like, yes, it happened in Warcraft, it happened in StarCraft, now it happens in the Cast of Civil War. Yeah, I get it, man. But it's okay. I'm basically family, so your little boy will get
family,
over it.
But the winning log losing again, I don't remember any of this lot, Kevin. Jeez Louise over here.
What do you mean?
I seem to remember a legendary best of 9 in Warcraft 3, like a one match on land that we had that didn't go in the favor of little old Uncle Roddy, you know?
Didn't want to beat Ben in the UK, that would be embarrassing.
It would be embarrassing, but you know, it was beautiful watching my future uncle to my son smash a keyboard. The keyboard went flying, hit some CS guy right in the face.
How does that ever happen?
Zest, though. He was like, "Oh, what the hell happened?"
Ben, we were all young and passionate once upon a time.
Mate, we're still passionate. Let's be real. Passion never faded.
But not smashing keyboard passionate.
Yeah, no. Mate, now that I look back, I have smashed a couple of keyboards, and I remember I always thought about it first, which is kind of stupid to then think to do it, but oh, bloody hell.
All right, so for this final match, a lot of things are still very important. Even though the RotterdaM Admirals have secured their playoff tickets, there's still a lot on the line here. There's $500 on the line for every single match that you win in the regular season. And obviously for Benny and his other boys, this is becoming really important. Because if Ben loses this one, he needs to defeat the team that's #1 in the league at the moment, Goat and the gang. Otherwise, his boys would be out. So don't think that this is over by any means. And obviously, I would absolutely love to be a part of Ben's elimination. But we're looking at your boy, Ben, so go ahead and introduce your player.
I'm always been so backward, man, with everybody that's won. Anyway, spawning over in the top left of Curious Minds. Last hope. It is Nightmare.
In the bottom right side, we're looking at the main base of the Dutch Terran player at this point. He lives in Tilburg, the Netherlands. Sure, he's got some Brazilian roots and some American roots. We have claimed him as one of our very own. In Poland, just a couple of weeks ago, he was talking Dutch to Hearthstone and me, learning a few new things, like boodschappen doen and other stuff. This is Kelazhur.
Interesting that he doesn't go for the barracks and the wall, which maybe he's... Maybe gets annoyed at this probe harassing, does get to pull the SCVs a little bit quicker. Maybe not having that vulnerable add-on in the wall off as well if you are on this side, which can be helpful, can be useful. And, oh, reactor first opening. Interesting.
So crazy how this clan war has gone so far. I expected a lot of outcomes, and I expected a lot of ways to potentially get to a 2-2 as well, even though I really thought I was going to take the 3-0 lead, but... Did not expect this one, but I'm very happy with how it's gone so far. It's been a nice scrap, man. As much crap as I like to give you. This has been fun.
I can't believe Time won that game, dude. Like,
same.
He went for this bizarre opening, and oh, mate, that is. I will never forget Zest and the amount of pain he's put me through in this league. It's been absolutely brutal. All right, reactor opening. He did get away with it. There is a probe locked in that main, which we'll get to scout everything. And oh, second barracks does start up, so at least he gets to see that it's most likely going to be one of those. In fact, I don't know what the hell this is.
It's 3 racks, mate.
But 3 racks getting scouted? I almost think the second racks is a fake, and he wants. Okay, it's not. It is just a 3 racks with a reactor first.
What's the right build order to get an elephant out as quickly as possible, man?
So you got to play Deli, Kev, and shut up. Let's talk about StarCraft.
how many buildings do you need for an elephant?
Oh, quite a lot. Quite a lot.
Okay. No, it's curious minds, mate. We can just 3 racks against Stargate. Godlike, free win. Your boys are in trouble. Benny and the boys, the reigning champ. The Adept goes down, doesn't even get the Marine kill. Diego's had a tough time so far in the cast of Civil War. But everyone can forget about all the pain that Diego's had this season. And he's about to give us a $500 bonus in the regular season. And make your final match very exciting. Because I haven't seen 3 racks lose against Protoss on Curious Minds since, I don't know, man, 2022. Long time ago, man.
I mean, this... I don't think Nightmare's won a game for me yet in this league. And I mean, he has had some stiff opposition, but yeah, this would be brutal, man, because I think this is also on the favorable server for us. It is on West as well, yeah. So Kelazhur at a disadvantage technically here a little bit, but does have a 3 racks on the way. Now, it is something that Nightmare does know about, but stopping it is a whole different deal.
You know, Time just hopped into the Discord and he let us know that he said these days I'm not playing very good because he's still in the hotel, you know, because he stayed in Los Angeles for a long time after Katowice. As this Oracle flies in, we'll get like 1 or 2 SCVs, maybe 1 or 2 Marines.
Nice micro.
Yeah, good micro. Yeah, Time is still in like one of those quarantine hotels after you return from traveling abroad, so he doesn't even have the best conditions at the moment. But hey, he came in clutch for us and picked up an awesome win there, so I'm very happy for him.
He's still in LA?
No, he was in LA until the 5th of April or so. Then he came back, and now he needs to stay in one of those hotels after you've been traveling. And he's been there already for 2 weeks, and he needs to be there for 7 more days.
What the hell?
Yep.
That is crazy. I mean, a lot of these players after Katowice, their travel got totally messed up, you know. But this Oracle's still finding little bits of damage here and there. So nice play by Nightmare. It is establishing a 3rd base as well. Kelazhur's army's getting scary, and now Stim and Combat Shield will be finishing up, but the fact that he's not on the other side of the map with this finishing up, that's a sigh of relief for Nightmare.
Yep, Nightmare has done very good, but I still think he's gonna have to micro like a god. Does he have a shield battery in both bases? Yes, he does. Still gonna hit like a truck though. It's Marines, it's Marauders, they're gonna stim. Nightmare is 0-5 by the way in this season, like you said, he hasn't won a game for you yet. Diego is 0-6. So one of these guys is gonna get their first win here today. And if we pick up that battery, we need to kill the battery. Make up your mind. Okay, battery overcharge has been used. We're gonna turn around now, just fight the Stalker. It's gonna kill the Oracle. Yes, we can. The Adept is kind of invincible. Do we stim again or not? With 2 extra Marauders. could think about it. That wasn't bad for Kelazhur, but I felt he was a little bit indecisive there.
He was definitely indecisive, and I was also thinking not bad by Nightmare either, because that was a messy situation. He had his army on both sides, but he handled it pretty damn well overall, and is keeping a few units alive. This is where Kelazhur doesn't want to be. He can't stim. As soon as he stims, he realizes that this army has to do something. Does meet up with the rest of his army, but yeah, as long as he's stuck in no man's land, he's going to be losing units.
Imagine if he blinks forward. Oh my god, he does!
No. Okay.
I knew it. I know Protoss players. They always think they can blink forward. I just pick up 2 more Marines. Yeah, good luck, have fun, mate. Lose 7 Stalkers instead. Oh my god, that could very well be the blink that gives Diego his first W. Alright, the game won't end, but that was amazing.
I can't believe... I tell you, Kev, next time, no Protoss players on Team Benny, okay? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But... he's still not down and out. Like
no, he's not. But that was painful though, because now you need to remake those Stalkers, which delays any sort of a possible transition. And just gateway units will not cut it against this much bio in the near future.
No, and they've also got +1 as well. This bio, which that's scary, man. That's scary. I can't. You jinxed it, man.
I just felt it coming because I've been there myself so many times, you know. Where it's like, oh. The Terran units are retreating. I've got a couple of Stalkers. I was like, and then he's going down the ramp, so I think I can blink forward and just pick up 2 Marines. And then they turn around and stim. And that's where you realize you fucked up in a very big way.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was looking at it. I was like, if I'm the Terran, I'm hoping he blinks on me like a Muppet. Oh my god, I never thought he was going to do it. But, all right. What are these Zealots doing? Me! Okay, he's going to get a little bit of a wraparound here. Concussive Shell is done. We did see that in the previous fights, but look at these Zealots.
Mate, they're stuck.
Yeah, they're absolutely stuck. Might try and recall, but oh no.
Well, at least he gets actually a couple of hits off on the Marines. Gets a few more kills there than I thought. Nightmare's gonna just send everything else. More Zealots coming in. A couple of SCVs here would be useful, but Diego, his unit's still going strong. The Marauders do need to shoot at the Stalkers. Reinforcements have arrived for Diego, but a couple of extra Zealots show up too. The Widowmine shots could be big here. I think this was almighty fine for the Terran player.
Did you see that Guardian Shield, by the way? That was the least useful Guardian Shield. Oh, Nightmare's falling apart, dude.
Yep, and he still was going to send it now because this is not a moment where he's like, yeah, I'm going to drop a Robobay, because then he's obviously worried that by the time that he gets his first Robobay unit, he's really going to try to break Kelazhur with pure Zealots and Stalkers. That War Prism in the main base, that's going to be annoying, but Kelazhur should never fall apart at the third.
No, he shouldn't. He's not even unloading every unit out of it, and Kelazhur, he is in his natural, which is, oh, those Widow Mines were juicy.
All we need to do is just get like 8 or 10 bio units in one clump in the main base, put him in a choke point, and then we're fine. Because Nightmare is literally throwing the kitchen sink at Kelazhur at this point. And sure, he's being annoying, he's getting a little bit done, he might even get a barracks, but this is not what you hope for when you spam Zealots and Stalkers like crazy. Kelazhur is winning the fight on the low ground. We're warping in Zealots, by the way, still near that gateway. Man, Nightmare is the definition of a committed Protoss, eh?
The absolute definition. Like, he's now actually behind in workers, and that is not where you want to be. That resource is lost have as well. Kelazhur is basically trading with a Protoss like you do with a Zerg. And, I mean, there's more medevacs down here than actual bio almost, but it's working out for him. And Nightmare, oh my goodness, look at that. That supply is not what you want. And Kevin, you know, I might as well already start congratulating you.
You can probably do this if you're at like 85 probes, 5 bases, and double forge. But he's on 58 probes, 3 bases, single forge. He is going to try to bring this back with Storm, but I think history is going to repeat itself. In the War Chest Team League a couple of years ago, Benny and the boys went down to no brain, no pain. This time around, far in a far beautiful future. The Casters Civil War, phenomenal tournament organized by my favorite caster from the UK, Wardy. It seems like history will repeat itself. Ben, it's been a pleasure. It's been beautiful. It's been marvelous. And I want to say good luck in your final match, but I wouldn't mean it. So I'm not going to say it. It's been amazing. I loved everything about it. He's going to unload High Templars before he has Storm as well. Benjamin Baker. This is what you get when you motivate your boys with Age of Empires. They forget they have to wait for upgrades.
Well, my second favorite cast from the Netherlands, first obviously being Hearthstone. It has to be said, your boys played well. But
At least.
oh yeah, third maybe.
Damn it.
No, well played, well played. I mean, if history does repeat itself, Kev, you beat me in the regular season, but then come the playoffs, that's where we got you. Took you down, proper simple like, and I think that might be happening this time because I have faith in my boys. Go in the gang. What are you? What are you next to my lads? Let's see how it goes.
Peak in the playoffs, you need to make it into the playoffs, Ben. So we'll see about that. Marines and Marauders are going to stim forward. Kelazhur has had a tough time so far in the cast of Civil War, but I knew that he could get the W today. I told him I believe, and we believe all together. Diego gets the final dub. Gives us, the RotterdaM Admirals, a 3-2 victory over Benny and the boys. Despite the fact that my top two picks, Raynor, obviously my first round draft pick, and MaxPax, my second round draft pick, they didn't win, yet we won this clan war. And honestly, I couldn't have imagined more joy and winning in a more beautiful way. This was fantastic, man. I loved every second of it.
There was definitely moments that I enjoyed more than others. The last two games definitely did not come into that mix.